Now going over to the culture part of the podcast, you have James O'Keefe undercover exposes the White House with an apparent leaker on their cybersecurity team. The irony is palatable to say the least, or hilarious to say the least. So this was first, I saw this first on James O'Keefe's ex-Twitter profile. It went viral, as you might say, last week. And he said, quote, breaking video, top White House cyber official tells O'Keefe in disguise they can't say it publicly. The White House wants to replace Kamala Harris and confirms President Joe Biden has mental decline. Biden's definitely slowing down. He continues to say, so in terms of the background of who was foolish enough to talk to James O'Keefe in terms of, I don't want to say this, I can't but wonder if this is almost on purpose on the White House, because this cybersecurity analyst has to either, I can't fathom how mentally vacuous he is or how foolish he would have to be, one, to not recognize James O'Keefe, because again, all he did, and again, James O'Keefe is a brilliant investigative reporter. This time he just put on glasses like Clark Kent in Superman. He just put on glasses. Like he didn't go really deep undercover with a huge bombastic, outrageous disguise. And yet this person who works in cybersecurity didn't recognize one of the most popular reporters in the world. And he also freely answered some of the most obvious questions out there about his job, his employer, and his employer's environment. Which is ridiculous to say the least. I almost debate if this is on purpose because it's so ridiculous. So it's about 13 and a half minutes long, so we'll just play the first minute or two, but again, it's astonishing how inept this person is. And granted, to his credit, he's not inebriated by drinking a Bud Light. That makes sense if you have that poor taste and judgment, but nevertheless, he does look to be enjoying a glass of wine.
I work for the White House.
So you're pretty high up in the government.
Yeah, I'm fairly high up. I'm good at keeping secrets, and so I manage 2 federal agencies, the State Department and USAID.
So when you say it's like security, like you're protecting
the networks of the federal agencies you give all your information to.
The mission is to protect information.
And we are like the...
His job is to protect the information for the most important buildings and important government entities on the planet. And yet he's out having a drink with what he thinks, I don't know if he thinks it's a random stranger or again, I can't fathom him being that dumb. But again, I'll keep playing.
President's voice when we go into meetings in terms of discussing and promoting the president's priorities.
Is he going to be the nominee?
Yes. And she will be the vice president nominee.
Yeah,
There was a debate about removing her from the ticket, but sadly they didn't. She can't keep black staff. They quit on her in mass.
So if you can't hear that, the White House cybersecurity gentleman, he said, let me see here really quick, rewind it.
Sadly they didn't.
So he's saying she can't keep black staff. They quit on her en masse, which that's a debate in and of itself, since her family's, I believe, from India and Jamaica. That's a huge story in and of itself for a lot of folks.
They quit on her in mass.
But with him,
I know.
He's got dementia.
He's definitely slowing down.
Well, they know that he has those issues.
I think so.
But they're not willing to say it.
Shows it. And
they're not willing to say it publicly.
And same thing with Kamala Harris. She's not popular, but you can't remove.
Yeah, she was so unsuccessful. She dropped out of the primary, I believe, all those years ago when she was attempting to run for president. She couldn't even win in California, which, again, of all the places to win, she had a political career in California.
The first black lady to be vice president from the goddamn presidential ticket. Like, what kind of message are you going to send to, like, the African-American voter? How would you spin that? People would be like, what the fuck? Like she's a woman and she's multiracial. I think that they're really concerned.
And again, when Biden came out with this criteria of who he's going to pick for the VP, he didn't say, I'm going to pick the absolute best candidate, someone who has the most acumen, someone who has the best track record. He chose based on race and gender, which is illegal to choose someone for a job given that criteria. You're literally discriminating against whole swaths of candidates who maybe were better qualified but don't just happen to have a certain melanin in their skin or they're born with certain parts. So yeah, that's another point of contention for a lot of folks is, what has Kamala Harris done? How are they going to spin this? And again, that's the detriment of identity politics. I mean, again, it's by the thousandth time I always say, pick the best man for the job. Take every resume, man, woman, whatever race, religion. Take all the resumes, whoever's the best qualifications. But again, perhaps I'm just an old soul in that regard.
But they won't say it. I guess if they say it publicly,
Correct.
that Biden
They can't say it
is they can't say it
No,
publicly.
no, they got
Do
to
they
toe
say
the
it
line.
privately? But they won't say it publicly.
Correct.
That
They
Biden
can't say it
is they can't say it
No,
publicly.
no, they got
Do
to
they
toe the
say it
line.
privately?
It's almost as if a whole swath of Americans never read that old story about the emperor not having clothes, which I think could be said on not just apply to this situation, but many sides of the political aisle as well.
I'm just telling you what I've heard. Like,
You're
yep.
You're just telling me the truth.
Does it make sense? No, but
I mean,
that's what I've heard.
I'm-
I've had a meeting with Michelle Obama at one point when I was an intern, and someone asked her, "Will you ever run for office?" And she said no, emphatically.
Really?
I've seen all the shit my husband has had to go through, and that does not interest me. People would be like, "Well, I don't think we should have to get the vaccine." I'm like, it's like, you're not going to get the vaccine, and then you're going to go expose my family in the
Exactly.
hospital
Exactly.
to your vaccinated COVID. Like,
So you work in cybersecurity for the White House, and my question is, what are you doing on a meeting with James O'Keefe? What type of cybersecurity operation are you guys running over there?
we're running a good cybersecurity operation.
Obviously not.
And they go through it for another about 13 and a half minutes. And again, not only is this not only is this, I guess we shouldn't be too astonished from a political perspective that they're having these types of issues that many people have been talking about for years. But talk about an epic fail in terms of cybersecurity, just all security. Like, this person works at the White House. They have pretty much unlimited resources at their disposal. He couldn't take a pic, like, they couldn't run a background check on the person he's going to meet. They couldn't check, I don't know, they didn't check the email, the picture of the guy. I can't help but think this person either doesn't care that they're going to be exposed in this regard, or they're just stupid. Or maybe it's on purpose. I can't fathom it. But of course, this is going viral. Last week it got over 20.4 million views and 105,000 likes, which is quite a few to say the least. And a good reminder to click that like button on this particular video, because I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going to the comments section, well, the first one comes from Zeno. He says, quote, "The disguise is stellar. This guy was clueless." And it's a picture of James O'Keefe juxtaposed with another picture of himself, but with glasses on. They got 9.7 thousand likes, and yes, 110% accurate. He didn't change his hair. He didn't grow like an extra long beard or anything. And unfortunately, in terms of fashion, I don't even think he suited up as all men should, obviously. Though I think he was wearing, what is it? Not the blazer, the vest. So I'll give him a little credit in that regard. But yeah, it's as ridiculous as Superman, where all James O'Keefe did was put on some different glasses. And yet this person didn't realize that. Now, James O'Keefe responded to that saying, quote, "The manner matters more than your disguise," unquote, getting 4.5 thousand likes. Roger Stone said, quote, "This guy is so dumb he didn't recognize James O'Keefe, who is not so heavily disguised, but simply wearing glasses." That got 10,000 likes. James O'Keefe did respond with a glasses wearing emoji, got 7.7 thousand likes for that. Patrick Bet David says, "Wild," getting 6,000 likes. Let's see here. Shipwrecked Crew says, quote, I have very good cause to believe that the comments attributed to Michelle Obama are 100% true. Based on my own solid source on that subject, she has no interest in returning to the life they lived from 2009 to 2016, unquote. And they got 1,000 likes. Though, I mean, in terms of capability, in terms of the odds, I think she is overwhelmingly popular. So I still wouldn't hold it out of the realm of possibility. I think, again, anything can happen, especially in politics. Paul Zazupa said, quote, "There you have it. Biden is out and Kamala is in. No one should be surprised. God help us." That got 934 likes. Scrolling down here. Luke Zaleski, who is he is very much a leftist, politically speaking. Though I do follow him just because I want to gain as many perspectives as possible, and he's always commenting on the things they would cover. So A little contrarian statement. He brews to the surface and he says, quote, "Wow, someone had an opinion about politics, and if you already ignorantly believe that there's a secret unified cabal of officials in complete unison running the government in a plot against you, this person, quote, breaking ranks will only confirm, quote, they're all in on it together, unquote. LOL, getting 110 likes. Let me analyze that. If you are already ignorantly believe that there's a secret. When he says a secret cabal, I mean, again, I think people left and right side of the political aisle and in the middle, I think a lot of people, the consensus around Joseph Biden's is dementia, mental intellect decreasing over time. I don't think that's a very controversial issue. Even people on CNN and traditionally very left-leaning news outlets are covering that topic. So it does beg the question: who's really calling the shots? If he has decreased his capability to choose and execute executive orders, or has he, or even just declined in that ability? So I think that's a fair question to ask. Who else might be influencing those decisions? That is partially why you build out your cabinet and you have people around you, just like a CEO reports to a board of directors. So it'll be interesting to see or know who has the most influence on him and his decisions these days. I don't think that's a controversial question to ask, really. But nevertheless, going back to the comment section. Let's see here. Do one or two more here. Colin Rugg simply said freeze, and it's a South Park gif of the police captain dressed up as a woman, and it's busting a gentleman trying to hire a woman of the night. That got 753 likes. Scrolling down to a couple more here. Damian Elamani says, quote, "Oh my God," getting 1.6 thousand likes. Libercrat Media TM says, quote, "Here we go, 100%, and it's a gif of Biden, or a picture of Biden, and the text on the picture says, quote, "Things could be worse, re-elect me and I'll prove it," unquote. And that got 3.6 thousand likes. Let's see here. Scrolling down, a lot of memes and gifs of Biden. Let's see here. This perhaps is the most entertaining one, or one of the most entertaining ones. Libercrat Media TM says, quote, "So, I guess I have a new plan." And it's a picture of Biden with orange skin and yellowish hair, and it says, quote, "Realizing his campaign is dying, Biden tries a new strategy," unquote. It got 2.3 thousand likes. Let's see here. Ziano says, quote, "Another dollar added to the I told you so jar for conservatives. Every alt-right conspiracy theory has proven to be true. Add these to the list. Conspiracy theories are really just predictions. I can't wait to see how the White House plans to spin this," unquote, getting 2.4 thousand likes. Libercrat TM has a picture of Kamala, and the text is a quote from her, and she says, "Today is today, yesterday was yesterday, tomorrow will be tomorrow. So live today so the future today will be as the past today," unquote. Words. Not inspirational, but they are technically words. It sounds like a really rudimentary rap song, a rap lyric. I won't dare attempt to put that into a song yet, but that did get 7.1 thousand likes. So again, it's fascinating to see the culture shift as more and more people are starting to critique the administration. But again, let's see here. We'll do one more. Chief Nerd says, quote, "This guy is a fortress of information security," unquote, getting 1.1 thousand likes. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if they maybe put some new policies saying don't talk to random reporters or don't take random lunches with people you don't know. And again, this guy works in security. I can't emphasize this enough. It's almost unfathomable how foolish or mentally vacuous he is, which makes me wonder, was it on purpose? Like, let me know in the comments. I'd be fascinated to hear what your thoughts are on this scenario. But it is interesting to see the continued shift and more people starting to critique the administration from a cultural perspective. But I would say what will happen in the next upcoming election, time shall tell. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of February, so click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a comment and thumbs up and thumbs down is a great way to give me some additional feedback so I can know how to make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight,